Would you mind introducing yourself to the stream real fast?
Oh, I'm Lars Petrus, inventor of the Petrus method, competed in the World Championship 1982, and I am now a, by far, former has-been in this sport. I think I got a 25-second average, which is probably my honest average at this point.
That's really not that much different than your average from 40 years ago.
It's true, though this cube is probably 5 times faster, and my muscles haven't adopted. I turn way too hard, and it get away from me a little bit, and yeah.
So how was competing on this after 10 years?
It's 10 years since last. Was it Worlds in
So
Vegas?
it was Worlds. We did check that earlier.
Yeah, no, that's probably the last. And then the second Worlds was too far away, and I haven't gone since. So I like this new technology here. A little less paperwork, and the scanning and thing it's good that we're making progress.
We saw during your inspection that you were reaching for the cover for a second. We were scared for you that you were going to take it off yourself.
Oh yeah, the guy told me that we have rules now, and you need to do things in a certain sequence, and I think I follow the rules after that.
So how was doing your solves? You said you got a 25 average, but anything in particular? Anything super lucky or unlucky?
I'm just a little frustrated because I wanted to practice a lot for this, and I think I got like 2 or 4 hours in, and I wish I was a little more better, but yeah.
We did notice, by the way, your first 3 solves were slower than your 24:57 from Worlds 1982, but your 4th solve was just barely underneath that, 24:55.
Okay.
Do you remember all of your old PR times from way back in the day?
24:57 rings a bell. Yeah, 800s from the bronze in that competition. I don't know if I remember everything. No, I'm not super into the numbers that way.
But you did remember your FMC World Championship, and actually, I checked that later. There was no FMC at the first one. So
right. No, I think that is make me the first FMC World Champion, perhaps. Yeah, I should remember that. There was a $500 prize money for that.
Very nice, very nice. So are you competing in anything else in this competition?
I've signed up for one-handed, which I'm even worse at, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, if you're better at one-handed than you are at standard two-handed, that'd be pretty impressive.
Right. I think my turning style might be more suited to these fast cubes because I can't get too far ahead of myself with one hand. We'll see, but yeah, I probably won't break a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Because your profile, you have a 27 single and then 34 average. Really?
Okay. That must have been a good day.
This is from the 34 average is from 2012.
Okay.
Berkeley Fall 2012.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
Although at the World Championship it was a 49 average, so
yeah,
not quite the same.
Well, it's got to be a little bit lucky and get the algorithms I prepared for.
So I wanted to ask another question. You're one of the very few people who has seen cubing in every stage, sort of from the original craze, from its revival, and then sort of over the last 20 years, you've periodically have checked in with the community at different points. From your perspective, what things have changed in sort of better ways? What things do you think the community should still be working on?
Everything is so much better. I waited 21 years from my second to my third competition, and now there's every weekend if you're into it you can probably go to a competition. It's fantastic in that sense.
Very nice.
I don't know. My old man rant is like in my day we had to figure things out ourselves. It was just me, my brain, and the cube, and I worked it out. Now you can go online and just.
That's how I learned, by the way.
Learn everything.
I learned online.
I don't think it's better or worse, but I don't know. We had to figure it out ourselves.
Was the Petrus method the first method you came up with?
Oh yeah, day one when I got the cube, I thought I shouldn't. Everyone says layer by layer. That seems really hard. Nobody seems to succeed. I want to figure out something smarter, and this is what I came up with on like the first hour looking at it. And
Really?
yeah, end of the day, I think I had solved it once, and after a week, I had like a full method, and that's the path
impressive.
I'm on.
That's so. I know one other person that learned to solve it completely independently of other methods.
Yeah.
And they said that they took like a couple of weeks to be able to get it done. And what they would do is they would start with the solved cube, do a bunch of random moves,
and see
what would happen,
see if you
write
can
it
get back.
down.
Yeah.
No, take the cube apart and put it back together solved.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
started from the solution and worked backwards to be able to solve it for any case.
Yeah.
But you just came up with this completely right away.
Yeah, and I suppose it's luck that it turned out to be a pretty good way to solve it, but
That's
it's just I don't know, it wasn't that hard.
That's very impressive. I mean, the best I ever did by myself was exactly what you mentioned. One layer. I got one layer, and then I was satisfied with that. Until
There was this story going around my school that nobody in the world had solved it, and there was $1 million reward if you did solve it. Completely untrue, but this was before the internet, so nobody knew anything. So I thought, like, if solving by layer worked, it would be solved already. I need to find another angle.
Okay.
And based on that complete misunderstanding of the world, is one way I got there.
Because Petrus keeps you at 3 degrees of freedom after the first step, and then the second step you still have 2 completely full degrees of freedom, and it's very easy to sort of play around with edge orientation as well.
Right, and there's, until you get to the last layer, there's really no memorized algorithms. You just can intuitively move things around, and that suited me really well.
And so for last layer now, do you still just do edge orientation, then you do the last 2 F12 cases, then you have oriented edges, you do corner permutation, then you do corner orientation and then edge permutation.
I don't actually do that usually. This is how I teach beginners to do it.
Okay.
But I think, like most people, I have a bag of dirty tricks that 20, 50 different algorithms. Oh, in this case I know this. Occasionally I have to resort to that, but mostly it's just a 2 algorithm last layer.
2 algorithm last layer
of my.
Do you know PLL?
No.
Okay.
People ask me if I still use Petrus method, and I'm like, it's the only method I know. Why would I?
Well, I
learn
mean,
the one a million other people do, and be horrible at it.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I suppose it makes sense. But in my head, I'm so ingrained in a very specific method that 99% of people here use. I guess maybe 95, but
there's some Ru people
Yeah.
around out here.
Yeah. Ru is definitely taking off. Antonio Cam, who's one of the people that's really prominent in organizing competitions here, he uses it and he's very, very fast with it.
Cool.
His one-handed average is 9.6 seconds. So
Yeah, that's
his two-handed average is 9.6 seconds as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids these days. I can say that. I have a 2012 ID. You can definitely say
all
that.
right.
So,
Good times.
well, oh man. So there's a new 2x2 world record that was broken today. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I feel like 2x2 is somebody's going to get very, very lucky and get a...
When the last time you paid attention to records, what was the 2x2 single at that time?
I don't know if I've ever paid much attention. Is it just like 2-3 seconds or something?
The world record broken today was 0.43 seconds. It was 4 moves.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that the
Single solve?
It was a single solve.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a very lucky scramble.
Of course.
But the person who got it is younger than my WCA ID. So he's very, very young. So
Yeah, I saw this like 6-year-old Chinese girl doing like 7-second solves.
she has a sub 6 second average, 5.97, and she knows full ZB last layer. This is 493 algorithms.
Yeah. Like I said, kids today, they have it so easy and they're so smart.
Yeah, I mean it's changed from, I guess, a puzzle in some sense to a regimen. There is a way to get to
all
a
the
very
problems
fast
are
speed.
solved in theory, and now you have to memorize.
Now you have to,
and
yeah.
it's about your finger movement and memorization and focus and all that.
So it's closer to a sport than a puzzle in that sense.
Right. Yeah. If you do problem solving, you're not going to do 6 seconds.
Yes.
If you solve
If you
a
have to
problem
think about
during it, you're already out of the game.
So do you think cubing is a sport?
Of course.
What defines a sport for you?
Some people get very upset about this. Like, is chess a sport? I play some bit of chess, and it's people get very upset about it. If you don't want to call it a sport, don't call it a sport. But I think it's you do a physical thing in a certain time, and that seems like a sport. Some people don't call bowling a sport because you don't have to be super fit.
No, is baseball a sport in that regard?
Well, that's a very. I will not talk about that to an American audience.
No, I do believe we have a lot of people coming from around the world in the chat. So this is live streamed out to the internet as a whole.
Oh God.
There is someone who is typing in Hebrew. I have no idea what they're saying.
Oh yeah, that's gonna not be answered probably.
But there's a worldwide audience. I see Michael Tripodi from Australia who's in the chat. What time is it in Australia right now? It's like 4 a.m. Something like that.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's like 15 hours difference, I think. They have 4 different time zones too in Australia, so.
Yes. And there's someone from the chat who is saying they are from Sweden. So Dante Holtmark.
Hejsan Dante! Jobba på med träningen.
All right. I assume you said something like hello and something else that I couldn't guess.
Oh, just practice hard and make our nation proud.
Oh, wow. I like that. That's very nice. Very, very nice.
Hey Anja!
See, that works in English and in Swedish.
Oh yeah, that's universal, yeah.
Ah. So you plan on sticking around for this whole competition day, or will you be here until the finals to watch the head-to-head?
Probably. I mean, I'm hanging out with my friends here, and I think I have some people coming in to watch it. So yeah, I'll watch the whole thing.
Very nice. Well, all right. So you're free to hang out if you'd like. You're free to hang out on the stream as long as you'd like. If not, we've been very happy to have you on. So it's all up to you.
I think I'd just go catch some lunch.
That's a good plan.
Because it's been an early day.
I'm gonna have to wait until after 4x4. But Lars Petrus, thanks so much for being on.
Thank you, Keaton.
I'm really honored to be able to talk to you.
It's good to talk to the world. Good to see you.